Hello, I've made it back to the UK, and in fact I've actually been back for almost 3 weeks now. So rather than doing lots of videos of showing you all the time here back in the UK, I thought I would just do a little catch up to show you my time here with my family and friends, including my flight back with all the prices as well. So I left Siem Reap on the 10th of May, and I made sure that my apartment, I'd done all my laundry, made sure that everything was turned off. I unplugged my fridge, left the doors open, got a tuk-tuk, and I went and got the bus in the end. I was humming and hawing whether to do a taxi or the bus, but the bus timetable actually worked out really well, and it's only $8. So I did that, got to the airport, and it wasn't very busy at all. I went through security, managed to keep my scissors this time. I went out, I don't know if you remember, last time I flew, I actually had the same pair of scissors because after they were confiscated, I went out and bought the same pair again. This time, as on multiple occasions before, I managed to go straight through. They're only tiny little scissors, but last time, whoever was on, I think he took a liking to me scissors. So, got through, managed to get to the gate. Flight left on time. It was really smooth. I think it was about 2.5 hours. And I am going to drop the price to that flight in here. So that was Siem Reap to Kuala Lumpur. And the reason I was going to Kuala Lumpur is I'm a bit of a Uniqlo fan, and there is a great Uniqlo shop at Central. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So I land in Kuala Lumpur. I get the train from the airport direct through to Central, which is where the hostel that I stay in is. I always stay in the same hostel, which is called the Pod Cafe, and it's literally across the road from Central. So you can land on the plane, get the train, cross the road, and I'm at my hostel. So I dumped my bags, went back over to Uniqlo, bought a few things that I just had to have, new t-shirt, new pair of shorts, because when I came back to the UK last time, it was around the time of the Khmer New Year, and I'd been wearing my black Uniqlo shorts, so they were wet. So in my wisdom, I decided to hang them up outside to dry off. And what did I do the next day? I got up and I left my Uniqlo shorts there. So somebody's still probably walking around in those. So I treated myself to a new pair, went back to the hostel. There's a little restaurant, Indian restaurant nearby. So I popped in there for something to eat. Had a very early night because I got up at about 4:30 to walk over to get the train back to the airport. And when I was walking, so last year I got so lost. I couldn't find the entrance because the mall is closed at that time in the morning. I couldn't get in through the escalators the normal way. So you've got to walk along a little bit and behind where the bus station is. And there was a couple of guys walking around with their bags looking completely lost. And I knew what they were looking for because that was me last year. So go me, I could give directions this year. So they followed me along and thanked me for it because they're like, I'd have never found it. And I'm like, didn't actually tell them that was me last year, but so I went through, managed to get my train again straight through security. It was super easy, no delays, no hold-ups, no gossip to tell you. Got on the plane, found my seat. I was sat in something C, so there's the window, the middle seat, and then I was on the aisle. I much prefer an aisle seat so that I can get up and down without disturbing anybody. And the flight was really good. I think I watched 4 movies, didn't sleep at all on the flight. But there was a lot of turbulence. So after they served the meal, they had to leave the seatbelt sign on for about 2 hours. And of course, after you've had your foods and something to drink, everybody was sat on the plane kind of doing this. Eventually, long story short, the light goes off and there's a mad dash rush for the toilets. But because of the turbulence, the flight was actually an hour late in landing. I didn't realise at the time, but it was an hour late. One lady missed her flight because as we were landing, her next flight was taking off. Luckily, I had a 3-hour layover, but by the time we'd landed and I'd got through, and you've got another security check to do when you do the transfer lane, and I managed to get to the gate, I think I only had about 45 minutes to an hour left. So for me, it actually worked really well. But that flight should have been 10.5 hours and it ended up being 11.5 hours. And I then had another flight. So I flew Kuala Lumpur to Istanbul, then that wait, and then Istanbul to Heathrow. Again, it was really simple. By the time I got through security at Heathrow, went through, and I'd actually put my bag in the hold because a quick changeover, I didn't actually want to have to carry that bag. So I just had my little bag with me. But my bag was waiting for me when I got off the plane, went straight down, and I got a bus, and I believe it was a Flex bus, and I think that was from Heathrow to Oxford, where my son was going to pick me up, and that was £27. Again, I'm put all the prices in here for you as well. And I got on that bus. Oh my goodness me. I'm so used to. So in Cambodia, people drive quite slowly compared to the UK. I got on that bus. It was like some kind of kamikaze. He was beep, 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 oi, shouting as he goes along. I was sat there holding on for grim life. So managed to get to Oxford. It must have been about 10 o'clock at night, something like that. My son met me, got in the car, and it was about a 2.5 hour journey from there up to his house. Got there, and to be honest, I just crashed because I was thinking, I'm hungry, I need food, I need this. And I got there, had a wash, crawled into bed, and that was it. Game over. So I spent 4 wonderful days with my son. He had to work on and off, but it was quite nice because it gave me a little bit of time just to get over my jet lag as well. And we went out for the day, and to be honest, we didn't do very much. We literally just spent time together chatting, and it was lovely to catch up with everybody. I have been up with Michael, who is now driving me to my daughter Samantha's house, which is about a 3-hour drive, 2.5, 3 hours. So he's on the west coast of the UK, she's on the east coast. So I saw her and my grandbabies and everybody, and I spent 3 nights there. I actually managed to be allowed to go in and watch my granddaughter do her ballet. I'm sat there, tears running down my face. I'm thinking, oh gosh, this is a little embarrassing, but she is so cute. She's actually gone up a grade since last time I saw her. So yeah, that was lovely to see. And then after that, my daughter drove me over to my youngest, and we spent the day with her. And in fact, she's just moved house as well. So Samantha was helping her with her moving bits and putting stuff up in the loft. And I decided to appoint myself chief babysitter to look after new baby Leo and Noah and Niles, and it was lovely. We sat on the sofa, we put a movie on, we snuggled up together, and it was wonderful. What happened from then? So after that, Samantha then dropped me to Vicky's, which is where I am now. I lived here for 3 months before I started my travel in 2022. So it's lovely to come back and see everybody. And because my youngest daughter has just moved house, I've been going backwards and forwards on the bus because, of course, I sold Pebbles, my little car, last time I was here. And actually, I'm quite thankful that I did that because the cost of fuel now, my daughter Samantha put 100 UK pounds worth of fuel in her car and it didn't even fill it up. It was like 3/4 full. The cost of living here has skyrocketed. It really has. But while I've been here, I've met up with some lovely friends. Rowan and Tracy. I used to do Rowan's hair in my salon. Penny as well. It's been lovely to see. And a special shout out to my friend Maggie, who has recently got engaged. So congratulations, Maggie. I am here in Essex for another couple of days before I head off down to Southampton. So next time you see me or next time I talk to you, I will be coming from Southampton. And I'm back just like that. And I have now managed to make it to Southampton. And what I actually forgot to tell you is before I left, I went out for dinner with my daughter for her birthday, which was wonderful. I caught the train. I managed to find a train app which got me a much cheaper ticket. So I'm going to put the details in here. I was going from Billericay to Southampton. Now, normally that trip one way is around 64 UK pounds. I managed to get it for 23 through an online app called TrainPal, which again, I'm going to put all the details here or down in the description below. I don't know whether you can hear the rain out there. The beautiful weather that we've been having has gone, and the rest of this week it is going to just be wind and rain. Hence I have my jumper on because it's quite cold. So I booked my train ticket and I thought I booked it for 9:57 a.m. but I didn't. It was 10:57. So the first two trains were fine. I went down, Vicky dropped me off. I caught the train at 9:57 and I went through to Stratford, changed trains, and while I was going from Stratford and I had to change to Waterloo, I had my backpack, but I also had a big shopping bag because I picked up a few things like some toothpaste and some mouthwash, and I've got my extra jumpers and coats. So I had a really heavy bag and I was struggling. And this lovely lady saw me struggling and she's like, "Can I help you with that?" So she took a handle, I took a handle. As it transpires, she was getting exactly the same train. I'm not sure how I would have made it without her. But we went all the way down to the train, and then I got the train from Stratford, to Waterloo. And when I got to Waterloo, that is when I realised my mistake, that I had left an hour too early. And so by the time I got there, I had an hour and a half wait before my train from Waterloo down to Southampton Parkway. But I definitely prefer doing it that way than having a mad dash rush at the end, because with the train ticket that I bought through the Train Pal, one of the stipulations is that you have to catch the train that you're booked onto. You can't get an earlier one or a late one. You have to do the one shown on the time on the ticket. So I have arrived in Southampton to pitiful weather, as I was saying. I've got a few things planned, the same as in Essex, meeting up with friends and family. Next week, I am going out with my mum and dad. We are going to a rose garden and to see an old building. I can't remember off the top of my head what it is called. So that should be a wonderful day out, as long as the weather improves. So next week, things are supposed to brighten up again. But I'm not going to talk for too much longer, because this is already a very long video. If you haven't subscribed yet, now is a brilliant time. Hit the like, hit the bell, subscribe if you haven't, and if you would like to buy me a coffee, that would be amazing. And I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.